Hey friends! Welcome back to another Bible Time. Last week, we asked the big question, who did Jesus come for? And we talked about how maybe humility, not thinking that we know everything or not thinking that we're better than other people, is possibly one of the most important things in following Jesus. This week, we're taking a look at a story that left even Jesus's closest friends wondering, Jesus, who are you? Let's not waste any time. Let's dive in. Luke chapter 8, verses 22 through 25. One day, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's go over to the other side of the lake." So they got into a boat and set out. As they sailed, he fell asleep. A squall came down on the lake so that the boat was being swamped and they were in great danger. The disciples went and woke him, saying, Master, we're going to drown." He got up and rebuked the wind and the raging waters. The storm subsided and all was calm. "Where is your faith?" he asked the disciples. In fear and amazement, they asked one another, "Who is this? He commands even the winds and the water, and they obey him." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Whoa! Did you hear that story? It was amazing. So Jesus and his friends are crossing a huge lake called the Sea of Galilee in a boat, obviously. Jesus is tired, and so he takes a nap. And while he's napping, a huge storm comes up. Now you might be wondering, was this normal? And the answer to that question is yes. This particular lake is known for having some pretty gnarly storms. So it was totally understandable that Jesus's friends were scared. They could be drowned. So they go in their fear and they wake Jesus up. Now, the first thing that Jesus does isn't to reassure his friends, to calm them down or comfort them or tell them to not be afraid. He doesn't look at them like the angels looked at the shepherds the day that Jesus was born and say, "Don't be afraid, it's all okay. God is here. God has come to be among us." No, he doesn't say anything reassuring like that. He just gets up and he turns directly to the storm. He looks at the wind, at the waves heaving high, the rain in his face. He basically tells the storm to cut it out. Now, if we looked at a storm and told it to stop, fully believing that just by our words that storm would obey, people might look at us and think that we have lost our minds. But what's really wild is that Matthew, Mark, and Luke all tell this story saying that Jesus rebukes the storm. Mark even uses the words that Jesus says, "Peace, quiet, be still." And then, according to all of them, the storm obeys. The waves calm, the rain stops, the wind slows to a normal breeze. Then Jesus turns to his friends and asks them why they didn't have faith. Did they not think that Jesus would keep them safe? And Jesus's friends look at each other and they ask, "Who in the world is this guy?" They'd never seen anything like it. And they'd always known and believed that the only one who can control the weather and command the seas is God. So who is Jesus? What do you believe about Jesus? Who is he? Was this a fluke? Did Jesus just get lucky? If we had time to read further right now in Luke's story of Jesus, we would see that Jesus doesn't stop with bringing peace to the seas. In fact, everywhere Jesus goes, Jesus brings peace and healing to the water, to the earth, and to people. Jesus is showing us through his actions that he is Lord and ruler of everything. He is reminding us that God created by speaking things into existence. And Jesus brings peace by speaking it and bringing it into our midst. Do you think that in his actions, Jesus is showing us that he is God come to be with us? Friends, I encourage you this week to give some thought to the question, who is Jesus? What do you believe about him? What does the Bible tell us about him? Who does Jesus show us he is? I trust the Holy Spirit to speak to you and your loved ones this week as you ponder these questions. I trust Jesus to reveal himself more fully to you, to all of us, as we ask questions and seek him. I love you, friends, and I'll see you soon.